carbon cycle. We're going to do an introduction to the carbon cycle, talking about the three pools that hold carbon. The first pool is the atmosphere. It holds all the carbon dioxide that we bring to Earth. The second pool is the terrestrial pool. It is made up of biota and soil. Biota are organisms such as plants or trees, or even microbes. And the soil is everything else. The third pool is the water pool. To move carbon from one pool to another, you use a process called a flux. And there are many different fluxes to move carbon from one pool to another. The size of the fluxes also varies. The first flux we'll talk about is photosynthesis. It is one of the most important fluxes, and it moves carbon dioxide from the atmosphere to both the terrestrial and the water pools. Photosynthesis happens when plants and algae use carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and turn it into organic carbon and substances that other living species can use. Another way that carbon dioxide gets into the water system is through dissolution, or in other terms, organic carbon from the water evaporates and then comes back down in rainwater. Carbon also moves from the terrestrial and the water pools back into the atmosphere. The name of this flux is respiration. Respiration is done by all living organisms. Along with respiration, evaporation also occurs, which brings carbon up from water into the atmosphere and then could lead to dissolution. Carbon also moves from the terrestrial pool to the water pool. This is mostly done by river flow. So when soil particles are picked up by water and then flood into bigger pools or bodies of water, the carbon is transferred. And lastly, another flux is within the terrestrial pool from the biota into the soil. This is done through litterfall, or when biota die off and then fall on the ground and get decomposed and turned into soil. These are all the major fluxes and pools